Morning from the sports desk. So the Motsepe Foundation is seemingly set to come to the rescue of Safa. Various stakeholders are looking to resolve the stalemate between Banyana Banyana and the Federation ahead of the World Cup. Sports Minister Zizi Kodwa is holding a press conference along with Safa as well as the Motsepe Foundation to make an urgent announcement related to Banyana's departure. It is the final day for Desiree Ellis' ladies as they are set to jet off later ahead of their World Cup participation in Australia and New Zealand. I'm joined now by sports reporter Hloni Mtimkulu. Hloni, you are there too. You know, the meeting is going to start in a couple of hours. Before we talk about what happened yesterday, there is talk that the Motsepe Foundation could be coming in to save the day. What do you know about this? And also, this wouldn't be the first time that the Motsepe Foundation swoops in and to help out.
Yeah, Nandi, it's all but confirmed really that the foundation is coming in to rescue or save the situation for the association. The foundation members and the ops team is already here. They are starting to set up for that press briefing that is set to begin at 11 o'clock. What we understand is that as this drama unfolded from late or during the day on Saturday, there were calls that were made, and when it became clear that there wouldn't be a resolution or financial resolution anyway to the concerns that the players had brought from the association's perspective, that calls were then made, and the foundation, the Motsepe Foundation, was then brought in to try and assist the situation. It's not a be all and end all, or it's not the silver bullet, I guess, to fix everything, but they're just saying that they wanted to do enough to make sure that the team is able to leave. This is something that the minister himself also said yesterday, that when he spoke to the players, when he heard what the issues were, they realized that there are more issues than just this one concern about the finances, but they just wanted to make sure that the team is able to leave. They do leave today and tomorrow as well. So that initial part of the issues to be sorted out, and then all the other issues that they did raise will then be addressed when the team does return from Australia and New Zealand. Nandi.
And Hloni, these grievances aren't a uniquely South African problem. I mean, a lot of other countries go through the same thing when it comes to women's football. In fact, wasn't there a story out earlier this week? I think it was coming out of England.
That's right, Nandi. The Euro champions of 2022, the England Lionesses, are going through the very same thing, where because FIFA has allocated at least $30,000 to players, those would be players playing in the group stages. The FA has said that they will not be paying additional bonuses to the players, and these are negotiations that the England Lionesses have been going through with the FA for a while, and they still don't have a resolution as well. This talk about the contracts, this talk about the negotiations with Banyana Banyana as well, it was something that came to light a few days before even this weekend happened. So it's not a uniquely South African situation, where now it seems that FIFA's goodwill in promising players direct payment is turning to be a bit of an issue for the players. But we also know that with the US women's team as well, they are 4-time World Cup champions, but they've also had to fight for parity in terms of how they are paid. They are 4 times champions. The men's team is not even has not even made a final, for example, but they are paid, the men's team was being paid more. And in 2016, the US women's team filed an initial complaint to say that, you know, how are we not being paid this amount, and the men's team is being paid this amount, yet we've performed as well as we have. So it's not a uniquely South African issue. We know that in the past, Nigeria's women's team has also raised concerns just about how they are treated by their FA as well. But it seems that with the growth of women's football in the world globally, that there are moves to make sure that FAs don't just talk the talk about, oh, we support women's team, but actually show it. But I think it is sad that now with the FIFA's $30,000 promise, and I mean it's even more than that, but just that initial $30,000 that now FAs are seeing that, okay, we don't need to pay players, or we do not need to honor players for playing in the World Cup, even though there is money set aside actually for these things by FIFA themselves to the FAs. Nandi.
Yeah, this contribution by FIFA was meant to be almost a boost on top of the money that they were going to get from other federations. So it is concerning that this is a global event. But you did manage to speak to Minister Zizi Kodwa yesterday. What did he say about his attempts to mediate?
Yeah, so of course he has to walk a tight line in terms of this mediation, this intervention, this stepping in that he does. We know that global sports bodies take exception to government interference, in inverted commas, in terms of stepping in and trying to get involved. But I think we have to be mindful that in instances when FIFA did ban countries because of government interference, the government was actually making decisions directly. They were dissolving sports bodies, they were dissolving Olympic bodies. They were getting involved in decisions of the local FA and setting up structures within the local FA. This is not what Safa. This is not what the government is doing at all in this instance. They would have just kind of said, we see what's happening. Please address these issues. Make sure that it doesn't happen. Just give some sort of direction. I mean, we saw even on Sunday with the Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lusufi getting involved, just kind of trying to direct to make sure that we don't get scenes that happen on Sunday play out. Just trying to take control of the situation, not to say that they will be telling them what to do and how to do the things. So he has to be careful in terms of that. But he did say that he has met with Safa, he has met with the SA Football Players Union. Last night at the team hotel, he did speak to the players. There was encouragement for the players in terms of what is going on. And, again, he said that the initial thing was just to make sure that they could try and bring these entities together, because I think they were so far apart just after what happened, especially at the Zakani Stadium. So there was a need to try and find common ground, to try and bring them together, just to make sure that the World Cup does happen, that the 23 players that Desiree Ellis named are the ones that go to the World Cup. We saw, of course, on Sunday that was a completely different team, a team of youngsters that did honor that fixture against Botswana. So it's tough for him, but he has kind of made his voice heard in a way as carefully as he can, and he is pleased that there has been progress. Hopefully that means that there will be an initial resolution, or there is an initial resolution to these issues, but more than that, that the issues that were raised by the team are properly addressed, that genuinely the issues that were raised beyond just this 30,000, just beyond the payments, that all the other issues around structures and around how women's football is administered in the country, all those sorts of issues are taken seriously by the association. Important to note that the different people that we've spoken to, the people that are commenting on social media that are involved in women's football, support what has been said and what has been done, because they know that from over the years that things haven't been done as well as they should have been done. There's been a lot of talk but very little action. Nandi.
Right, Hloni, we're going to have to leave it there, but I will be catching up with you again in the next hour.